STEM is an approach to learning that integrates the areas of science, technology, engineering and maths. Through STEM, students develop key skills like critical thinking, problem solving and innovation. With this learning, we can think creatively and work collaboratively, which are essential skills for everyone today. Young people need skills and experience for jobs of the future, not the past. 70% of young people enter the workforce in jobs that will be radically affected by automation, and entry-level roles for young people are disappearing. Today, STEM jobs are in high demand, and many are to stay in demand for several years, which means we need to work together to upskill the next generation to be ready for the future of work.
At the turn of the century, there was sort of this awakening that the old script didn't work. Doing good at school, finishing high school, going on to uni and then going on to a job, it wasn't working anymore. And so there were lots of different pathways emerging, and that's because the end goal, future work, was changing. So with career construction, what we know is it occurs across multiple phases and it occurs across years. It's not something that happens quickly and it's not a decision that can be rushed in many ways. So it starts with crystallisation as the first step. And if crystallisation is not done well, what you find is young people can't progress to the second step, which is career exploration. So in order to get their ducks in a row, this is that foundation point, and often it occurs in stealth. Parents aren't aware of it, and teachers as well.
Job clusters require similar skills that are portable across other jobs. So, when a person prepares for one job, they actually acquire the skills for 13 other jobs at the same time, although some job clusters have stronger future prospects than others.
Career crystallisation sort of occurs at the same time that a young person is starting to form identity. Separate to the family, they're starting to show some autonomy, their friendship groups, what they like, what sport they like, what TV or music. And it comes in at the same time because they start to think about, what am I good at? What are my friends good at? And what could I be?
Back in about 2013, when the digital technologies curriculum was first mooted around that time frame, we started to plan for the delivery of the courses. It soon became apparent that while in high school the IT teachers usually have a major or a minor in IT, a real concern was that primary teachers who are generalists won't have, and by and large, won't have any experience with delivering computer science. And we noticed of concern was that there was didn't seem to be a formal process for upskilling primary school teachers. And we determined that if we're going to get the most benefit out of the students studying the digital technologies curriculum, then they need to come into grade 7 with good knowledge from P to 6 from primary schools. So we implemented the skills expos.
Some children have come to believe that their intellectual abilities are fixed and that they only have a certain amount and that it can't be changed. Yet other children subscribe to the fact that their intellectual abilities and talents can be developed and cultivated. And this is done through accepting challenges and persevering through those challenges, even in the face of failure.
My very first robotics competition I went to, I came dead last. And my teacher came up to me and he said, "Sarah, I know you've put so much hard work into this and I know it's really devastating, but you can't give up." I learned in that moment that I have to bounce back from my failures. If I had given up then, I wouldn't be where I am today.
person who inspires me is actually Simon Richardson. He was my robotics teacher in grade 9, and he was the one who introduced me to all of this. He started off as just a normal teacher, but he showed me what I could do with my skills, and yeah, he's the main reason why I'm here today.
But another great benefit of my particular position is that I get to choose what the technologies and the directions that we might follow in discussion with our staff and with industry partners to make sure that the direction that we're going is the one that they see as being of value for the future, but making sure that we're always future focused in our content delivery.
We know that there's more jobs now than there's ever been before in terms of types of careers. But what we don't know is what's going to disappear and where the new ones are going to be, what industries are going to emerge and what skills do young people need. So what I found was that, for example, school teachers and parents were all in the same situation. They're preparing students for jobs that haven't even been invented yet, that they don't know about. You add risk to that and then you add low SES barriers to that and you have basically the perfect storm. So I wanted to really go in tight at this really interesting intersection between all of those things to say, well, what's the next best step? How can we, as with hindsight, with experience, as parents, as educators, how can we help these young people navigate the VUCA world, you know, volatility, uncertainty, complexity and ambiguity, which is around us, which they call VUCA world.
Since starting my business, I have worn so many hats. I've been a manager, an analyst, an inventor, but most importantly, I'm an educator.